Hello, I'm the Pirate Novelist, your captain through the rough seas of media, and it's time for yet another concert diary. Well, I'm back again with another concert diary. This is actually one of two that I am currently filming and will be releasing. The only reason why I'm releasing both of these is they were kind of close together, kind of not. One was earlier in the month of September, and one was later in the month of September. So I figured I kind of released them in the order that they happened. So, the first one is a local show, and the next one is a show I actually traveled for. So, this particular one that I'm going to be talking about, here in my city, we have a local music festival called the American Music Festival that kind of ends the summer. I live in a tourist town, so, tourism is our kind of bread and butter in this area, but I'm not in that kind of industry where I work. I'm not going to go into what I do for a living, but we always have the American Music Festival to kind of end the summer, and then after that we have an air show, usually the weekend after or 2 weekends after the local Naval Air Base that's literally just down the road, maybe 5-10 minutes from where I'm at. So, the American Music Festival brings national acts and local acts to the area, and you can see concerts right on the beach, which is kind of crazy. This year, I believe we had 311 and Three Doors Down, along with Revolution. In the past, we've had Culture Club, we've had Stone Temple Pilots, which I had the privilege of seeing, which was really an awesome show for the time that I had seen it. I forget which year I had seen it, but it was really a special show because Kingsfoil, who's Frankie Muniz's band, opened for them, and that was just, after Scott Weiland passed, I just think fondly back to that show, and every year I actually look forward to seeing who the lineup is for that festival, and not mainly for the headlining acts, on the bigger stages, but I actually like the side stages. Each couple of streets there are stages so local bands could play, even national artists. Like one year I remember seeing Blue Oyster Cult on a smaller stage for free. I remember seeing 38 Special 2 times. 38 Special and Pop Evil are tied for the most time seeing a band. I believe I'm at 5 now with seeing both Pop Evil and 38 Special. So leads to a bunch of kind of fun free shows. I remember one year, I don't think it was the American Music Festival, I think it was the American Music Festival, but one of the festivals that happened down here in our area was Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and that was a fantastic show. I've yet to see him again, but I really do want to see Andrew McMahon again. This was just before his release that came out this year or last year. It was that most recent release, the one with the vampire song. Oh, it's escaping me right now. I'll leave a link to the description for his album and which one I'm talking about. I might even just put it up here on the bottom of the screen, the title. Another band I remember seeing was War as well, Lowrider and all that fun stuff. So it's really kind of an interesting, unique festival in that, it's really cool to see who's going to be playing which year and which stage I eventually go out to when it comes to the free show. And this year was Night Ranger. So I thought, you know what, it'll be interesting just to go down, pay for a little bit of parking, and, go from there. So I usually go to these concerts with my mom because, that's kind of our bonding time. So we'd gone down to the beach, and for some reason, the main parking garage where we normally parked was not It was full. So we ended up riding around for a little bit and actually found a really good metered spot. So we paid for the meter, but we found a really good spot that was really close to the stage. So we were like, oh, that's really cool. So we got up and got right, on the right. They don't have the exact same railings that you would see at these concerts, with the big rails and the metal girder flooring. It was more of that kind where it was the just barriers that you normally put up if you're closing a street, or just taking part of a venue to clear off a part for a crowd. So it wasn't really one of those concert grade ones, but it was still cool to be up really close. And usually when there's a headlining act, as big as, like, say, 38 Special or Night Ranger, they have a local opener, play. I think there's one other time that it didn't happen, and that was when I saw Leon Russell and Edgar Wintergroup play together, and that was a fantastic show, just back to back. That was one of those examples where it was like both acts were really good. But for this time, there was a local act called the Steve Archer Band, if I remember correctly, and even though it was one of those local bands that was playing the cover songs, he put on a really good show. Him and all the musicians that played with him. I think they had said he was I think they said he was a music teacher and those were his students, but that was really good. He had a way of talking to the crowd and kind of getting everybody involved and just having a good time before the main act came on. So that was really cool. I actually got a drumstick from that. It's in my shadow box. I didn't want to pull it down, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. The local guy here who was playing really well. There's a couple of other local guys that I like here, but I'm definitely, if he happens to be around, I may just go check him out. So I may leave a link to his band in the description below if you're interested, but sometimes when it comes to the local band scene here, it's a little bit different with what I personally listen to, but I still give every artist a chance when I go to see a concert, even the opener. And if I like it, I'll tell you if I like it, and if I don't like it, well, then you hear about it on here. So for those who do not know Night Ranger, if there are any out there who don't listen to 80s music, their biggest hit would be Sister Christian, off the top of my head, but also the lead singer formed a band with Tommy Shaw called Damn Yankees. And what I found interesting was Night Ranger played a mix of Night Ranger songs, and they actually played a couple of Damn Yankees songs, which I thought was kind of cool. So they did play Coming of Age, which is one of my favorite songs, and I would definitely love to get the Damn Yankees vinyl with that song on it. I just really like that song a lot. If I'm really in, that older rock and roll mood, I definitely want to check that song out. A couple of guys on there were touring musicians. One of them toured with Guns N' Roses, so they played part of Welcome to the Jungle. Another one played with Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne on tour. So they played School's Out, and they played part of Crazy Train, which was kind of cool. So it was really kind of just like a big old jam session. That was a mix of like the Damn Yankees songs, talking about the stories for that, talking about the touring musicians, and just everything. And their stage was simple. There were some risers in the back. Drummer was kind of over here on stage left. I know I'm pointing to a particular area, but usually when I'm trying to figure things out, I'm trying to get you to visualize it. I might be looking one particular way, but I'm trying to just describe things. So he was on stage left, and then there was a keyboardist on stage right, and they kind of just mixed in between, going back and forth throughout the other thing. Going back and forth over the night. Really good set, just for what it was. It was a free show, and I really enjoyed myself kind of beginning to end. There is a sound ordinance, unfortunately, in my city, so the last time I remember getting out past 11 for a show was when I saw In This Moment at the Norva, Within Temptation at Ram's Head Live, and the next show that I'm going to be talking about. So It didn't get out too late. Usually when it comes to these things, if I'm closer, sometimes I'll get a guitar pick like I did with 38 Special last time I saw them, and I got a drumstick from 38 Special last time I saw them, which was kind of cool. But something about this particular night was really special for me. And I've been going to a lot of concerts, and there has been something that has been very elusive for me. And that is getting a set list from the stage. Well, I can finally say that I actually have a set list. And yes, I live in Virginia Beach. I think I've talked about that before. But I finally got my hands on a set list. It's in a nice frame. I actually pulled this down from my wall of memorabilia that I have, pictures from shows and all of that I have in my record room. That's in a different room from where I actually film, but I finally got a set list, and it's not signed. It didn't need to be signed. I just finally got one. I was very, very happy, and this was a long time coming for me. And as you can see, probably if you pause the video, there was Coming of Age, Damn Yankees, Alice and Ozzy talking about that. High Enough, really good. Sister Christian, Rockin' America, just fantastic here. I'll even I'll even put it up for you so you can take a look and see what songs were played. But yeah, it was just a long time coming for me, and I'm very, very happy that I have this. And it was a fun night for what it was. It was really a fun night for what it was. As a last bit of information, when I say that the American Music Festival ends the summer here, it actually is the final kind of summer weekend. It's Labor Day. So it's usually Saturday through Monday. No, it's usually it's during Labor Day. So it's Friday through Sunday that the actual shows happen. And this particular one was on Saturday night, if I remember correct. Yeah, it was on Saturday night. So, the American Music Festival has always been kind when it comes to shows, and I always look forward every year to see who's playing the main stage and who's, playing the smaller stages, because a lot of the good shows have been the free shows, in my honest opinion. So this was the first of 2 concert diaries that I am filming right now. I'm not going to be releasing them together, but just wanted to let you know what I've been doing since I've been gone. But I am back now, and I'm planning on a couple of other videos. I've been watching a lot of the VC videos right now, and I definitely can think of 2 responses that I actually want to film. So I definitely have that coming up. But that's it for now. So, as I always say, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing.